Tucker and Daisy were two dogs as different as sunbeams and moonlight, but best friends through and through. Tucker was a sprightly golden retriever with a wagging tail that swept the floor like a broom, always leaping into the air with boundless energy and a grin so wide that it looked like he was sunshine on four legs. Daisy, on the other paw, was a quiet border collie with soft black and white fur and bright, curious eyes that seemed to see every blade of grass, every dancing dust mote. Together, they lived in a cozy little house at the end of Maplewood Lane, and every morning their human Lily would open the door and beam at them, "Go play, but come back for lunch." One morning bright and breezy, Lily clipped on their leashes for a stroll in the nearby meadow. As they trotted across clover patches and butterflies swirled overhead, Tucker suddenly stopped and pricked up his ears. From behind a thicket, he let out a friendly bark. Daisy glanced back and blinked once, and then out stepped Max, the neighbor's mischievous spaniel, with a red scarf tied jauntily around his neck. Alongside him was Bella, the fluffy white poodle with a pink bow on her head. The four dogs sniffed noses, wagged tails, and before anyone knew it, they were barking excitedly about one thing: the annual Big Meadow Race that very afternoon. The Big Meadow Race was legendary. Every dog in town lined up at the Birchwood starting gate, ears twitching, hearts racing, ready to dash across Wildflower Hills and skipping creek bridges to reach the finish line marked by a ribbon of daisies, prizes. Warren, fancy just a handcrafted wooden bone trophy and a ribbon snack butt. The real prize was the joy and excitement, the wind in your ears, the cheers of kids clapping. Tucker's tail whipped the air. "We should enter," he barked, excitement shining in his eyes. Daisy looked thoughtful. I'm not sure. I'm not built for sprinting." Tucker bounced around her. "We can go together. Two dogs can run the race together. That would be the best part." Daisy's ears flicked. The idea fluttered inside her, a little nervous twitch, but also a spark of excitement. She glanced at Daisy from across the meadow fence. Daisy shook her head. "What if you dash ahead and I'm left behind?" Tucker licked her cheek. "Then I'll come back and wait for you. We finish together." Daisy thought about that. She thought about how Tucker always waited when she sniffed longer or lagged behind. She smiled softly. "Okay," she said quietly, "earnest and brave. Let's do it. Together." That afternoon, under a sky brushed soft pink by clouds, Lily unhooked their leashes and placed a simple number harness on each, numbered 12 and 13, but joined by a bright ribbon that held them close just enough that when one turned, the other turned too. Dogs and owners gathered at the starting gate. Max barked, "I'll win, for sure." Bella laughed with a delicate sneeze. Tucker nuzzled Daisy and gave her a confident nudge. "We can do this. On your marks. Get set, go." A whistle blew, and the dogs surged forward, paws pounding like happy drums. Tucker led with boundless energy, zooming ahead, then paused and looked back. Daisy was trotting behind with careful steps, but she was trying her hardest. Tucker dashed back. He and Daisy angled together, little ribbons snapping with every step. They ran through tall grass that tickled their legs, splashed across shallow creek water that splashed icy but fun, and bounded over bumpy hills strewn with daisies, and daisies giggled under their paws. Tucker wanted to race fast and free and win, but every time he looked back and saw Daisy's ears wiggling and legs working hard, his racing heart chugged slower. He matched her pace. They ran side by side through swirls of butterflies that danced above them like confetti. Halfway through the course, the path narrowed through a tangle of bramble bushes, and Daisy's ribbon got caught on a thorn. She yipped in surprise and stumbled. Tucker skidded to a halt. Carefully, gently, he backed up, sniffed at her, nudged so the ribbon loosened. Daisy shook free, breathing fast but smiling. "Thank you," she whimpered. Tucker wagged so hard his tail made the daisy ribbon ripple. "We're a team," he said. Their combined pace now balanced, no longer sprint or trot, but a steady, graceful dance. They passed other dogs who were running singly. Some old dogs, some young pups, some panting, some bounding. The crowd at the sidelines cheered. They noticed the two that ran together, ribbons snapping like a friendship banner. Near the finish line, the path rose to a gentle hill and the sun dipped golden. Daisy's legs trembled and Tansha's chest glowed with effort. Tucker slowed even more, matching her slower pace. Together, they crested the hill paws, synchronized NZ slid down to the daisies, marking the finish line. Side by side, the whistle blew again. They came in, not first, not last, but happiest. Lily ruffled their ears. Other dogs barked praise, and children called two dogs best partners. The judger, wise old beagle, wearing a medal, smiled and said, "You two showed us something special today. So here's a new prize. The Heart Race Award for Friendship, above finish line." He placed a silver bronze heart-shaped trophy between them, and the ribbon turned golden. Tucker and Daisy nosed it gently. Later, as the sun set pink behind maplewood trees, Tucker and Daisy lay side by side beneath the old oak. The heart race trophy glowed softly beside them. Daisy sighed happily. "You were right, Tucker." Together, she yawned, "We could do more than run." Tucker rested his head on her back. "Together, we finish strong." From that day on, every meadow breeze carried their story. That two best friends, different but caring, ran not to beat each other but together and found something better than winning alone.